Hey, welcome back here to Wood Sports Gaming as we got our Iowa Saints 6-6 in this franchise rebuild as they're back at home as they got the Detroit Tigers. Troy Mountain will be on the hill against the Saints right-hander Ben Cromer, who looks to get his first win of the season. As I said, the Saints are 6-6. Can they go over that 500 mark today with a win over the Tigers? Well, you catch it right here on Wood Sports Gaming. If you've not done so, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Give the video a like, share with a friend. And as always, grab the soda, grab the popcorn, sit back, and enjoy the game right here on Wood Sports Gaming.
We
We
are
also
under
do
the
want to take
lights
this
as
short
the
time to
show
let you
gets
know
you
that we
ready
do
for
not own the
another
content
edition
of the
of
game.
Major
They
League
belong to the
Baseball.
MLB
Coming
and
up,
San
we've got
Diego
a good
studios.
matchup in store between the Detroit Tigers and the Saints. We've got baseball on the show, and it's coming up next. Ben Mad Dog, the Cuban-born right-hander, will be on the mound to start. Dan, any thoughts?
Hey, he wasn't particularly good in his last one. If you look at the line score, he only lasted 4 innings, took the loss. He'll really be hoping to turn in a much better performance in this one.
So here is Colt Keith, and we are set for baseball here this evening. The 1-2 is swung on and missed. He got him. And with one away, today, of course, Jackie Robinson Day around Major League Baseball. We had a nice ceremony before the game in honor of number 42 as his legacy lives on to this day. So now here is Parker Meadows. First at bat for him in this one. He was 1 for 4 with a double in the ball game last night. On the ground to the right side. And that'll find its way into right field for a 1-out single.
Batting third, the left fielder, Riley Green.
Standing in now, Riley Green. Fellas are home 9 as they begin play here this evening. They've been in a nice little groove, winning 3 of their last 4 games.
Yeah, Matty, this is a classic case of hitting is contagious. They scored a bunch of runs last game, and this team is flying high right now. This is a fight at the bat rack.
Hitters count now. Here's the 2-1. And it's fouled away. This one sinks low and a touch outside. It's a full count, 3-2. Really starting to pour now, and the forecast is not showing any signs of a break in the weather.
You know, one of the big issues is player safety, and right now this field is getting sloppy wet, Matt, and I don't know how much more rain this field can take.
Now a swing as he rifles this one into center for a base hit.
Hey, a little top-of-the-order lightning right here, Dan. The second and third guys in the batting order throw knocks out there, and now you're staring a monster in the face.
T-Row, this is just what you don't want to face as a pitcher, right? You get the 2 and 3 hole guys up, and all of a sudden now it's 4, 5, and 6 going to have to get through the meat of this tough batting order.
At the plate now, Kerry Carpenter, and he misses with it, ball 4, so that'll load the bases, and now he's really going to need to get a ground ball.
I'll tell you, he's looked unsteady out there since the first pitch he threw. A couple of hits and a free pass, so he's really searching for an answer to get back on track. We'll see if he can slow down here.
Digging in next, Gleyber Torres. He's ready for his first at-bat of this early season contest. The 1-1 is swung on and missed for strike number 2. Just off the end of the bat, it's a foul ball, and he'll stick around. And this is swung on and missed. Oh, a huge punch out there as the bases remain loaded with 2 away now. Got him with a good high fastball there. Danny, we see a lot of that pitch in strikeout situations these days. What makes it so effective?
I think, Matt, what makes it such a tough pitch is you're changing eye levels. That fastball up looks so enticing to hit that you think you see that ball as a hitter. You think you can drive it, but it's really hard to get on top of that good, high, hard fastball.
And that fastball's too much for him there. 1-2.
Hey, this is a huge pitch right here. It would be demoralizing to watch this inning slip away.
And he comes back to get him. So a great job pitching out of it with the bases loaded. A big-time strikeout and some raw emotion as he gets out of the jam. It's on to the bottom of the first. No score on the show. Troy Melton will be on the mound for the series opener. What do you have for us on him, Danny?
Well, this guy's kind of unique. How about a 5-pitch repertoire he has? That gives.
And now Jacob Wilson. He'll lead things off here in the bottom half of the first. Ready on 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here it comes. Maybe trying to back him up a bit there with the fastball.
That's a great pitch for a spot like that. It looks like a strike, then it just comes in out of the zone. If you can command that with movement, it's a very effective pitch to pitching hitters inside.
Something has to give. Here's the payoff pitch. Neither guy willing to give in, and the at-bat will continue. The 3-2 one more time. Really good at-bat here from the leadoff hitter as he'll force him to throw another one.
That's a real nice location with that fastball up and in on the hands. Hard to do much with that because a hitter really can't extend his arms very easily.
Fouled away. Another foul ball, and this battle will continue. And he fouls this one off.
6 fouls in a row. This is turning into one of those epic at-bats. Attack the zone, or is the hitter going to come outside it?
And he finally wears him down as he strikes him out after a prolonged battle. That was good stuff.
One thing to know is not all strikeouts are created equal. Right there, he goes down on strikes, but he really made that guy on the mound work for it. And when you're doing that in the first inning, it can have an effect on how deep he's going to be able to go into this start. There's a big difference between that and going down on 3 or 4 pitches.
Stepping in now, Kalen Moore. Now a big fastball, and he's well behind it with the swing.
Hey, that 2-seam fastball is going to be the be-all, end-all of this game right here. Who's going to execute? Is the pitcher going to be able to keep going to that well, or is the offense going to be able to make an adjustment and hit that ball in the gap?
Nearly got the inside, but ruled a ball. Into the windup, ready with the payoff pitch. Good battle here. This will be the 7th pitch coming up. And he missed with that one. It's ball 4. A 1-out walk here in the home first.
It's all a part of learning how to pitch in the big leagues. Major league hitters will not bail you out by swinging at pitches out of the zone. So he's going to have to continue to learn how to get guys out at this level.
So the next to bat will be Gunnar Henderson, and he's looking to get it going. Off to a bit of a slow start this year. And it's up to a 3-2 full count now.
That would help them stay out of that double play that would end the inning, but that's also kind of risky at the same time.
And he misses again here. It's ball 4. And that's back-to-back walks here with one away.
Some guys take a little time to find the zone, but with the second walk of the first inning, it might be a little more than just settling in here. Not sure how long of a leash they'll give him, but they're not going to let him walk the world out there.
Set to get his evening at the plate started, David Woods comes in hitting just a hair below 300 this season. Yanked the slider across that time, laid off for a ball. So guys, these Tigers, as they begin play here tonight, they come in fresh off a victory last time out, but it comes on the heels of a 5-game losing streak prior to that.
Yeah, Matty, this is a classic case of hitting is contagious. They scored a bunch of runs last game, and this team is flying high right now. There's a fight at the bat rack.
3-1 here. You have to make a good pitch on the mound. Grooving one here rarely works in your favor unless the hitter tries to do too much with it.
And that misses. Ball 4, and he's going to need to settle down in a hurry now because he's in a peck of trouble.
That's a big no-no. He obviously had to work carefully with 2 men on, but he did not want to walk him to load the bases. Now he's really got his work cut out for him. We'll see how he fares here.
So runners in scoring position, and here is Shane Woods looking to put them ahead early with this at-bat. The 1-1.
It often becomes hard hit the zone when the pressure.
And the 2-1. Seared down the first baseline. But this will be a foul ball as that evens things at 2-2. From the belt, kicks and deals. Skied in the air to straightaway left. Catch is made. Runner tagging from third. And he will score on the sacrifice fly as he's in with our first tally of the ball game.
Got his job done there and made it look pretty simple. Got it into the outfield to bring home the first run of the game and pick up the RBI.
Striding in is Danny Edwards. No offer on that one. 2 balls and a strike.
Great chance right here as a hitter to be really aggressive. With 2 guys already on, pretty good shot. He's going to get a challenge pitch right here.
Here's the 2-1. Sent on the ground out to second. He's got it. He'll go to Baez at second for the force, and that ends the inning. So it winds up being a run on no hits, and they leave 2. Leading off the inning, it'll be Jake Rogers as they'll look to spark the offense and even things up. The 1-1 is strike 2 swinging.
2 strikes.
Back up the middle. Scooped up. Throw is in time for the first out of the second.
Defensive alignment for the home team. And if you look at the numbers on this team, defensively, they're in the top 5 fewest errors in the league. Flashing the leather, picking and grinning. Keep an eye on them. They play stout defense.
At the plate, Javier Baez. Got him swinging. Chased it well out of the zone, and there are 2 gone.
Classic slider down and away for the strikeout there. Not a whole lot to say about that pitch that hasn't been said a million times already. That's just a real tough pitch for a hitter to pick up out of a pitcher's hand, so they end up chasing when they're in protect mode.
In now, Jung. Popped up. Woods has a play. And the inning is over. Down in order go the Tigers. They trail this one 1-0. Now at the plate, Matt Countryboy. Here's the 1-1 delivery. Hit to first. Fielded cleanly. And he'll take it to the bag himself for the out.
Batting in, the center fielder.
Time for a look at the Tigers on D. And let's take a look at Javi Baez. I don't know, second base, shortstop, third, maybe a little outfield. Doesn't matter. This guy has platinum hands. Platinum, not gold. One of the best defenders in our sport and probably the quickest tag man in our game.
Into the box now, Kyle Schwarber. Not what he wanted to do there with the slung out. Nobody on. Driven to deep right field. A ball that's carrying. On the warning track, he makes the catch.
Batting ninth, the right fielder, Ryan.
At the plate now is Ryan Mountcastle. He's ready for his first at-bat of this early season contest. 2 out, nobody on. 1-2 now.
Hey guys, that fastball just registered 97 miles an hour. On a night like tonight where it's super cold out, if you don't get to head to that baseball right there and you get jammed, it's almost like getting stung by a pack of wasps. That was actually a well-executed fastball in off the plate. Credit the offensive player. He smelled that coming, turned and burned.
Now a move over to first, and he'll dive back in. Mountcastle leads off first with a pair of outs in the inning. To the plate now, Jacob Wilson. That's a strike to throw down. Not in time as he steals second.
That's pretty savvy base running, right? A lot of pitchers don't throw over twice in a row, so I think he was going on first movement, and it worked out nicely.
Popped him up. Keith over to his right. And he makes the play to end the inning. Leading off the inning, it'll be Colt Keith, and they could use a spark from him here. And it's 2-1 to the Tigers' leadoff hitter.
The offense better get it going right here because they certainly can tell from their dugout this guy is carrying himself with a presence out on the mound. He's got feel for all his pitches.
Throw to first in time, and the leadoff man is gone to start the third. And with that, let's take a moment to show you what's happening in the American League's Western Division. And stepping in, Parker. One and two, here it comes. Well off the plate with the change of pace. That's ball 2. A full count, 3-2 to the Tigers center fielder.
Not a time to fool around right now on a 3-2 count with the middle part of the order coming up. Expect a good pitch to swing at.
Swing, and he puts a charge into this one. High and deep, and you can't forget about it. This ball is gone. So that's his first home run in the big leagues, and it's fair to say it's a moment he'll never forget.
Well, there's no doubt about that, Matt. People ask him 50 years from now who he hit it off of and what stadium he was playing in, and he'll remember it all. Heck, he'll probably remember what kind of pitch it was, too. Hopefully he can get the ball back so that can go in his trophy case forever.
Standing in now, Riley Green. Just got the corner that time with a fastball, strike 2.
Hey, usually the second time through the order, you start seeing an incorporation of some more off-speed stuff. But this guy's locating, feeling really good about his fastball. 2 back-to-back.
Made a miss on the off-speed pitch that time. Riley Green is out number 2 here in the 3rd inning. So now to the plate, Kerry Carpenter, and he takes a called strike 2. On the ground, softly towards second. Reined in. Throw to first beats him easily, and the side is retired. But the Tigers are able to knock things up thanks to this solo home run. Bottom of the inning now, and set to go is the second baseman, Kalen Moore. Swing and a liner. And that finds some outfield grass. It's a base hit.
Dan, he took that right back at his face right there. Exactly what you're trying to do. Middle cut, though. Are you a little concerned?
Yeah, that's a case of a ball being right down the middle. As a pitcher, you want to work the corners and stay out of that middle part of the zone, and he paid for it right there with a solid base hit.
Stepping in now, Gunnar Henderson. Can't keep the weight back, and he falls behind 1-2. Moore on at first, nobody out. Popped up. Jung is there for it, and he hauls it in for the first out of the inning.
Wood.
Stepping in once again is David Woods. Worked a walk his first time up. Runner at first here, 1 man out. And a slider's in the dirt as he lays off it for a ball. The 2-1 pitch. 3-1.
They know the threat this guy poses at the plate. I know it's a 3-1 in this situation right here, but I cannot believe for the life of me this pitcher is going to come anywhere near the middle of the zone.
The 3-1. A swing and a miss, and that'll fill the count at 3-2.
Hey, this pitcher better be careful right here. My man at the plate is not trying to push something to the opposite field.
And now a pitch hit sharply on the ground. But this will get foul, so they'll do it again. 3-2. Working for the punch out and the offering. Popped up. And that's in there. Base hit. And he is in there. That was not a good pitch, but he handled it nicely, guys.
Yeah, and the pitcher's got to wonder what he has to do to get it past this guy. That pitch was off the plate, but he shows great reach, gets good extension, and drives it for a 2-bagger.
At the plate now, Shane Woods. Line drive snagged on a short hop. Throw to Finn to score.
Really good job of putting the ball in play right there. Even though it wasn't a base hit, it does bring the go-ahead run for his team.
Now it'll be Danny Edwards. He'll try to bring in that second run of the inning from third with 2 down. The 1-2 pitch. Hit to short. Throw in the dirt, but a good scoop at first saves an error as this side is retired. It's a run on 2 hits, 1 left. 3 innings complete. The Saints are out in front 2-1. All set for the start of the 4th, and striding forward the designated hitter, Gleyber Torres. And it misses. 3-1 now.
Team's been struggling on offense. Let your D work for you right here. Pound the zone.
3 balls and 2 strikes to the Tigers' designated hitter. And he takes strike 3 called on the fastball. 1 gone.
That's his 2nd strikeout of the game. Good things tend to happen when you do that in these kinds of conditions.
Into the box, Spencer Torkelson. 2 balls and a strike to the Tigers' first baseman. The 2-1 pitch is a fastball off the plate away, and it's 3-1 now. Into the windup and the pitch. Little tardy on that swing as it's well wide of first. Both clubs with 3 hits in the ballgame. Hit down the third baseline. On to first, and there were 2 down.
Roger.
Up next, Jake Rogers grounded out in his last at-bat. Here's the 2-1 home. Hit fairly well out towards straightaway center. He's under it, and that ends the inning. 3 up, 3 down for Detroit. They're down 2-1. So stepping in is Matt Countryboy. Comes into this at bat 0 for 1 in the ball game. The 1-1 home. Popped him up. Torkelson moving to his left. Oh, he brought it back.
Now
And now here is Kyle Schwarber. Flew out in his only at bat so far.
Almost, Matty. Almost went deep his last AB. Certainly just missed it. With this guy's big power, he's feeling pretty good at the dish. Look for him to try and get on something and drive it out of the yard this AB.
The count now at 2-1. Now here it comes. High fly ball out to straightaway center. Center fielder giving chase. He gets there, and that's the 2nd out.
now goal.
Now the Tiger skipper's up out of the dugout on his way to the mound. And a change is forthcoming, as that's going to do it for his starter here this evening. So he will curiously make his way to the dugout after what has to be considered a very brief appearance. Next, here is Ryan Mountcastle. He collected a base hit his first time up. Just a bit low. Tough call, but it's 2-2. Slurve doesn't get the call, and it's full now. 3-2.
And you know what? Give this guy some credit up there, because this had the look of being a very quick inning. He's been able to stretch this at bat out a little.
Oh, hold on here. Well hit into deep left center, and I don't think this one's coming back. No siree. This one is gone. So a solo shot here to left center field. 4th home run here in the early going. As they extend the lead a bit, it's now 3-1.
What a blast that was. So here it is again, accompanied by Show Track. Great exit velocity, and the projected distance comes back at over 470 feet. An impressive thing to watch when it happened, and even more impressive to quantify with the numbers.
To the plate now, Jacob Wilson. And he missed again, high and away this time, 3-1.
That's a close pitch right there, but I think he's just nibbling a little bit too much. Out of the pen sometimes, you just have to come in and go right after guys.
The 3-1. Fastball too low, and that's ball 4.
Well, he only by a hair. When a hitter has a 3-1 count, he can wait until he gets a pitch he loves.
Into the box, Kalen Moore. Ready with the 1-2. Still a ball and 2 strikes. Fouled off.
Oh, the old classic 2-strike. Let's throw the fastball right down the middle. Not in this game. Gotta believe you gotta work the corners a little bit more. Fastball command is paramount at this level.
And he'll step on the bag himself, and the inning is over. 1 scores in the inning, coming on this solo home run. We're through 4, and this is now a 3-1 ball game. And that brings up Javi Baez.
Offense needs to get going right here. You want to try and tighten up this game a little bit before it starts to get into that territory where you're going to start seeing the back end of each bullpen.
2 balls and a strike to Javi Baez. Two balls and a strike. Here it is. Strike 2, swinging just out in front of the slider. And a fastball swung on and missed as they set him down for the 2nd time here tonight.
Talk about blowing it by a guy. Geez, I mean, that fastball was way behind him when the swing came through the zone. I have to think he was looking for something off speed, and he just couldn't pull the trigger on that fastball.
And that fastball's too much for him there. 1-2.
This pitcher's bringing it with some high velo. You better get that front foot down early and get ready, or he's going to throw it right by you.
Count even at 2-2. On its way is pitch number 75. That's softly hit to right. Will that get down? And this will be put away easily for the out. So the batting order turns over now and set to go Colt Keith. He bounced out last time up. Now the 1-1 pitch. Misses, ball 2. Got caught lunging there as this one's fouled away.
He's certainly pushing the throttle and pulling it with those 4 pitches. Statistics class tells me I'm sitting fast.
And he struck him out, his 8th punch out of the ball game, and that one ends the inning. Down in order go the Tigers. Score holds. It's 3-1. Stepping up is Gunnar Henderson. He was retired after popping out in his last at-bat.
Yeah, I don't mind him trying to drive the ball in the air, but he can't collapse the backside, and that's exactly what he did in his last at-bat. Look for him to stay a little taller and keep that.
Some action now in the Tigers bullpen as they'll get a left-hander and a right-hander up to throw. The 2-2. Line shot to first, and there's one away.
Now batting, third baseman, David.
Ready now is David Woods. He doubled his last time up.
And he's got to build off that last AB. He battled. Usually when you battle, you get in that swing mode. A lot of pitches, you'll swing at the rosin bag. I love the fact that he was able to work a double in last at bat. Let's see if we get more of the same right here.
And that's high for a ball. It's 2-2.
That's a good take on a fastball out of the zone. Hey, I get it. He's looking for a ball to drive, but that ball was a little bit too far up in the zone. That's one you normally pop right up.
Still even at 2-2. Into the windup and the pitch. Hit the other way out toward right field. Carpenter is back in plenty of time to put this away, however, and there are two gone. Next up is Shane Woods. He hit a sac fly earlier. There's a fastball well off the plate for a ball. The 2-1 home. Hit weakly on the ground to short. Throw cleanly into first, and that ends the inning. Parker Meadows will stride in again, and before he takes his cuts here, let's flash you back to the third inning. This was just a solo shot, but it definitely helped get this offense going. Inside and a hair low. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Action in the bullpen now as a right-hander begins to throw out there. Full count now. 3-2.
What a great battle to start this inning. What a great job by the leadoff hitter. He knows that this pitcher's starting to get up there in pitches. The manager's starting to get restless. Let's see if we can knock him out and get into that bullpen.
And it's fouled away. Hit on the ground down the first baseline. And he'll take it to the bag himself for the out.
Now batting, left fielder, Riley.
Stepping in next, Riley Green. He's 1 for 2 in the ball game. Back up the middle and into center field as he's aboard with a 1-out single.
Carpenter.
Dan, are you even concerned about that? You've been pitching out of a wind-up ball game, and now you have to go to the stretch.
It can be a concern sometime, Debro, but you try to in between starts to make sure that you throw enough pitches out of the stretch, and he's been out of the windup most of the game, so we'll see how he reacts here after this base hit.
Out of the dugout on his way to the mound, and we're going to see a pitching change as that's going to do it for his starter here tonight. So as he departs, he'll remain responsible for the man left aboard, but he cannot lose this one. Todd Hines enters to make an appearance on the mound as he inherits a runner at first with 1 out in the inning. So now to the plate, Kerry Carpenter. Offered at and missed. Here's the throw. It skips in and he's safe. Close play, but he's in there.
Well, the difference between a caught stealing and a stolen base is often pretty small, and that was a really good example. If that throw didn't make the fielder reach across his body a little bit, I think he could have been out.
Yeah, Dan, the throw wasn't all that bad, but it did end up a little more on the third base side of the bag, and that may have been the difference. A ball and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch.
This is why the manager pencils these guys in the middle of the order. Big spot, time for them to get back in this game with a couple quality ABs.
Don't quite know where that one missed, but it's not for me to decide. 3-2. Gleyber Torres, who represents the possible go-ahead run here, waits in the on-deck circle. Now the payoff pitch home. Lifted in the air toward the line in right. Right fielder is on the run, and this will find the wall deep in the corner. The relay throw. And they'll get the man at third here at least, but in the interim, a run has come in to score.
You hate to see guys run it all the way, and he clearly should have just been happy with that.
Into the box now, Gleyber Torres. A ball and 2 strikes, the count now with the bases empty and 2 away.
When the pitcher on the mound's establishing this kind of heater, you got to come off everything else and find a way to get that bat head in the zone.
Pulls this one in the air out to left. Edwards able to track it down for the 3rd out. Tigers get 1 here on 2 hits in the inning. 6th, 7th, and 8th place hitters due up in the bottom of inning number 6. Iowa is out in front 3-2. So a new pitcher is set to enter the ball game right now, and it's the converted catcher, the hard-throwing right-hander Kenley Jansen. Ready to go for the last half of the inning, and that'll bring forth the rookie outfielder Danny Edwards. A ball and 2 strikes. Boy, good cutting action to that pitch as that's the 1st out of the inning.
Anytime you get rookies just breaking into the big leagues, you have to expect a certain amount of this. There aren't any easy at-bats at this level, and you really have to learn how to slow the game down in your head because everything feels like it's so much faster up here.
At the plate now, Matt Country Boy. This is hit high in the air out toward left center. And he'll make the play out.
Kyle Schwarber.
Next, it'll be Kyle Schwarber. It was a flyout for him in his last trip. Here comes the 1-2. Three twos are scored here in inning number 6. And he lays off a pitch outside as they draw even at 2-2. And it looks like a right-hander's gotten up to throw in the Tiger bullpen. Swing, and he pops him up. Jung is there, and he makes the play to end the inning. Nick Anderson is on to pitch from the bullpen now to start inning number 7.
Nick Anderson.
New inning set to get underway, and set to go is the rookie first baseman, Spencer Torkelson. Fouled away. He's set, and the 2-2 pitch is looked at, and the count moves full. High fly ball out to straightaway center. Center fielder giving chase. He gets to it and makes the catch for the first out. Next up for Detroit, Jake Rogers. He comes in 0 for 2 thus far. The 1-2 is taken for ball 2. Not where he wanted that fastball to be, and it's 3-2 now.
No pitcher likes to take the count to 3-2, especially when you throw a non-competitive pitch like that on 2-2. That one wasn't even close.
High and deep to right center. A ball that's carrying. But he won't have a play. This is down and into the gap. And there's your tying run.
Now batting, shortstop, Javier Baez.
In now, Javier Baez. Grounded down the third baseline. But this will get foul. It's a ball and 2 strikes. 2 runs, 6 hits, and no errors in the ball game for the Tigers. Got him. And that's the 3rd time we've written a K next to his name in this one. What's your take on all the strikeouts we see in the game today, Dan? That was his 3rd tonight, and it seems we're seeing that a lot more these days.
Yeah, Matt, there's been a real change in philosophy as far as hitting in baseball today. A lot of guys think now that an out is an out. A strikeout is just as good as a regular out, but we're seeing strikeouts at an alarming rate in baseball right now.
To the plate now, Jung. Fastball well outside. Slurve doesn't get the call, and it's full now, 3-2. Colt Keith would be next. Rogers stands at second with 2 gone. Turned on that one and crushed it. Just pulled it a little foul. He's set. The 3-2. And he squares up on this one. Deep to straightaway right. And he will crash into the wall, but hold on to it there for the final out of the inning. One more look at the final out. A teeth rattler if ever there was one. Thursday night ball rolls on. That'll bring up Ryan Mountcastle. The 1-2, and he chased it in the dirt. And the throw is there to record the first out.
Now back.
Striding forward now is the DH, Jacob Wilson. Very tight ball game. 3-2 our score in inning number 7. There's a foul ball off to the right side, and that'll move the count to 1-2. Now here's the pitch. To 2 balls and 2 strikes now. Grounded back up the middle. Baez ranging to his right, and an off-balance throw is in time as he takes one away. Wow.
Now back, second baseman, Kalen Moore.
Now to the plate, here is Kalen Moore. He's set. Here comes the 1-1. No offer on that one. 2 balls and a strike. Just low with the slider there. That's ball 3.
If you're at the plate right now, you have to realize who's on deck. I guarantee you something's over the heart of the plate. You have to be aggressive in the zone right here.
The 3-1 pitch. And this one misses inside. A ball. He walked him, and they've got themselves a 2-out base.
Gunnar Henderson.
Next to stand in is Gunnar Henderson. He's 0 for 2 in the ballgame so far. 2 out with the man at first. And he fouls this one off.
Get the chainsaw out today, boys. If he's going to throw back-to-back cutters like that, we are going to have some guys getting some wood blown up in their hands.
Grounder down the line at third. The next 1-2 pitch. And the cutter got him swinging. Strike 3, and the side is retired. Aaron Ashby has been summoned from the bullpen as he'll do so to start the 8th. Ready to begin the 8th, and that'll bring in the second baseman, Colt Keith. And he lays off, ball 4. So now the potential tying run here is aboard late in the game.
Man, that's a tough one to swallow. You're hanging on to a slim lead, and the last thing you want to do is give up a leadoff walk. Seems like those are the ones that always come back to haunt you. So we'll see if that's the case here.
Keith gets his lead at first, nobody out. And he lays off this one down and in for ball 2.
Sometimes you got to be aggressive offensively. Patience and discipline seem to be the way to go right here.
Quick check on that tying run at first. Don't want to forget about him. Two balls and a strike. Here it comes. This one, everything we could have hoped for. 3-2 in inning number 8. Now the fastball is right by him as he swings and misses for the first out of the inning.
Well, you got to love a live young arm. He's got an electric fastball, and if he can learn to harness that and work in his solid secondary stuff, he's going to have a really nice career on the mound. Not everyone is gifted with a fastball like that.
Quick check on that tying run at first, and the runner back safely. Standing in now, Riley Green. A little bit outside. 2-1. All even now, 2-2. One out, one on in a one-run game. Throw over to the bag. Runner back standing. Working for the punch out and the offering. Fouled off. Now a throw over to first, and he'll get back in safely. Runners on first with one down. And again a throw. Runner back safely. And a fastball blew it right by him, and they're 2 down.
That's a big strikeout there with the tying run over at first base. Now, with 2 outs, it becomes a lot more difficult to manufacture that guy home. Probably need a ball in the gap to give him a chance.
Stepping in now, Kerry Carpenter. And here's another one that misses to the Tiger right fielder as he moves ahead 2-1 now. There goes the runner. Pitch inside, the throw. And he'll be tagged out at second base. Trying to get into scoring position, but instead the inning is over. Another look at the throwdown that results in a third out on the bases. Back with more on a Thursday night following this. Tommy Kahnle is on to pitch out of the bullpen in the bottom half of the eighth. Now into the box, David Woods. He flew out in his last AB. The 1-1 pitch.
That's ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike.
Swing, and he puts a charge into this one, high and deep, and you can't forget about it. This ball is gone. So it's a solo shot to dead center. Home run number 3 here in the early going as they push the lead to 4-2.
You know, that's a huge home run at this point in the game. When you can tack on an extra run heading into the 9th, it's a big confidence boost to the whole team and pretty demoralizing to the opposition.
Into the box, Shane Woods. And here's a slider that misses below the knees. It's ball 4.
Well, the reason power hitters generally draw more walks than other guys is exactly what we saw right there. Pitchers work around them and nibble the corners a lot more so they don't get burned. He made some good pitches, but he just couldn't get him to chase enough out of the zone.
Next to dig in, Danny Edwards. He went down on strikes in his last at-bat. That misses, and it's going to set up a big pitch now, 3-2. Matt Countryboy will be next. Hoping to send him packing. Pitch on its way, and it's fouled away. 7th pitch of the at-bat coming up. To short, hit hard. And that finds its way through for a base hit. So a long at-bat has a positive dividend when all's said and done.
Yeah, absolutely. They're not all beauties in the box score. He's able to get that ball through the left side or a base hit. Way to go.
At the plate, Matt Countryboy. And this is swung on and missed, and boy, they took care of a key man there. 1 away.
Well, we'll see a lot of these power arms coming out of the bullpen in these days, but it doesn't make it any less impressive to me. I love watching guys come in and blow smoke right by guys.
So it's a tight spot here. First and second, 1 man out, and next it'll be the left-handed power threat, Kyle Schwarber. The 1-1 is looked at for ball number 2.
His pitch count is getting up there in the inning now. He needs to get this frame over with sooner than later, so forcing contact and getting the defense involved is probably the best thing he can do.
Two balls and a strike. Here it comes. Oh, it's on the ground to second. Did he get his double play? Relay to first in time, and just like that, this side is retired. 1 scores in the inning coming on this solo home run. Last chance coming up for the Tigers. It's now 4-2. Felix Bautista takes the ball now in inning number 9, looking to close the door. All set to start the 9th in this one, and digging in is the outfielder Kerry Carpenter.
Looking for base runners here as they're down 2 playing on the road. Not an easy thing to do, trying to score runs or bunch hits together off of a closer.
2-1 the count. And that's in there above the belt, so it's even now, 2-2.
We're going to see him throw that hard fastball early and often.
Just out in front of that one, still 2-2. Not where he wanted that fastball to be, and it's 3-2 now.
Yeah, well, down 2, you better believe they gladly take a leadoff walk right here. Anything to get a base runner on and get that tying run to the plate.
Now the payoff pitch home. Count remains full. Too close for comfort, and he did a good job just to make contact. Once again, a 3-2. And this pitch misses here. It's ball 4, and they've got a leadoff base runner aboard to start the 9th.
I know one thing. He earned that free pass right there. He was tempted with some really good pitches, but he stayed disciplined and drew the walk.
So a runner at first now with nobody out, and that'll bring up the exciting middle infielder Gleyber Torres. Carpenter aboard here at first. Got him to swing under that one. It's 2-2.
I always remember John Smoltz telling me the greatest asset a closer can have is short-term memory. And this situation calls for it right here. He's got to forget that he has any traffic on a base pass and just attack the zone.
The 2-2 one more time. Slider swung on and grounded toward short. To second for 1. Back to first. A 9th inning double play, and they're an out away from closing this one out.
Oh, man, that's just a backbreaker right there. You get the leadoff man to start the 9th, and you're looking pretty good, right? Not when the next guy bounces into a double play. We'll see if they can get the final out and wrap this thing up.
In now, Spencer Torkelson. And this is swung on and missed, so now they find themselves down to their final strike tonight. And now a crowd reported at over 28,000 rise to their feet. Fouled away. Last breath for the Tigers. Now here's a fly ball, well hit, a ball that's carrying. And he tracks it down, and this ball game is over.
Hey, a great win for these guys as they wrap up another one, but a little bit of a sour note though. Everyone has to head home, get on those computers, and get those taxes out before midnight.
4-2 the final score tonight. The Saints led this game from the 3rd inning on and never wavered. Ben Mad Dog earns his first win of the season. Troy Melton couldn't escape the 4th inning as he slapped with the loss. Bautista. So that'll do it for us. For Mark DeRosa, Dan Plesac, Heidi Watney, and our entire crew, I'm Matt Vasgersian. You've been watching MLB The Show. For more, make your way over to the new website, theshow.com.
Here now is our final line score. First, for your victorious home team, 4 runs on 6 hits, no errors. They left 8 men on base. For the Tigers, 2 runs, 6 hits, no errors. They left 5 men on base. Time of the ball game, 2 hours and 56 minutes. Thank you for joining us here this evening. We remind you to please drive home safely.